There's no people more meticulous, attentive, and serious than World of Warships players. We tried our best to deceive you, tricked you with cute little dolphins, attempted to misguide you with the Archimedes ray, clouded your mind with otherworldly technologies and flying saucers, and even wanted to make you move to the Sealand port. But you didn't believe any of these stories, and now it's my duty to tell you and explain why we made up all those things. First of all, it wasn't all lies. All these concepts will really appear in our April Fool's Day game mode, because the dolphins and Sealand prince will become commanders. Apart from this, UFOs will swoop over the port, and all the prize patches will be made after the stories we told you.
You know, everything was better in the past, especially during the beta test. That event about space, a lot of people liked it, but unfortunately, the majority of our players couldn't take part in it. It's because it was the closed beta test at that time. That's why we decided to bring it back.
We're adding space battles. Select one of 9 awesome spaceships and lead it into battle.
We developed all the content basically from scratch because we couldn't just transfer everything we had before. We didn't want to make a completely new game. We wanted it to have some correlation with our main game. Because the event is lighthearted at its core and we're still playing the same World of Warships.
Usually it takes us from 3 to 6 months to create a ship. But in this case, we had about 2 months to prepare all the content for this event. About 25 people worked full-time to bring you these 9 spaceships. Last month, we worked overtime. And naturally, if you don't manage to finish everything, you need to put in some personal time.
When I saw the concept for Cosmo Zhao, I was like, holy shit, the ship had very cool lines and shapes. I liked them a lot. That's why I asked to work on it.
You might think that making spaceships out of normal warships is quite a difficult task. Actually, it's quite the opposite.
Making a skin like this is significantly easier than making a real warship. You'd be surprised, but not even once was I approached by a QA specialist asking me to draw the display for plasma gun charge according to blueprints or adjust its position according to photo references.
When developing the concept, I drew inspiration from basically everything that was said, written, or filmed about space. I won't name anything in particular, because they'll sue me.
We all grew up watching sci-fi movies from the 80s and 90s to some extent. For example,
They'll sue me. They'll sue me.
and others. Of course, there was anime too. Because Hakaru is a Japanese ship, I tried to reflect the essence of Japan, using the anime style. It has very smooth lines, and the overall look is more organic. It's not encumbered with small details.
I usually work with some serious World War II era equipment. We have to observe historical accuracy, but here, we could try to be more experimental. We've added reference from movies of the 80s and 90s. We've used the classic blaster sounds with the sinusoid decreasing. 3 composers worked on the project. My track, composed for April 1st, was based on heavy overloaded synthesized sounds. I even used a specific feature. When you rotate an analog filter, at some point, the sound may become detuned, i.e. lowered by a quarter tone. This effect belongs to the music of that time. I've added an experimental touch to that track. There is a detuned sound somewhere in the middle of it. If you're going to play the game, you should listen out for it. I did my best there.
We want the maximum number of people to play in this event. Therefore, we decided to remove all of our modernizations from the ships except for a single slot. However, to make our ships cool, we decided to implement the modernizations directly into their hulls. The most attentive players will notice that the characteristics of our spaceships slightly differ from the reference ones. As an example, we can mention our destroyers. Each of our destroyers received a modernization, predictably for concealment. If we're speaking about a German battleship, we decided to slightly improve its secondary armaments. Within our event, we added new mechanics into our standard PvP battles.
You may encounter two weather effects in a battle, like in the Hermes operation. These are the psi field and meteor shower. The psi field affects your ships only. It reduces their spotting and detectability range. Moreover, the time your ship is on fire reduces to a second, and you cannot restore the hit points of your ships using the repair party consumable. The meteor shower affects aircraft carrier squadrons. It reduces their detectability radius, spotting range, and flight speed. It also destroys an airplane every 15 seconds.
What did we get as a result? Cool space visual effects. I had fun. You're gonna have fun. Everybody's gonna have fun.
I wish all our players a firefighting truck, a red tie, and a drum. Knock yourself out, guys. We worked hard for you.
These aren't all the surprises that we prepared for you. There will be something else closer to the release. Subscribe to our channel, stay tuned, and click on the bell icon to be notified when we add new videos about new features.